Attacks in two Utah cities just days apart here. And tonight we are learning one of the victims has passed away.
She was attacked in her own backyard in Taylorsville. The second attack was in Clinton, where 3 dogs came out of nowhere and bit 3 people. Tonight, a dog trainer weighs in on how to handle aggressive dogs.
Now, welcome back. I wanted to jump right into this live stream since I'm so late. As many of you know, I'm working more hours now, between 10 and 12, so bear with me. Once I get back on my normal schedule, live streams should start around 11:30. Just a heads up. Now, the trainer that I'm going to deal with here, name is David Broderick. David Broderick. And as you heard, the lady who had her leg amputated has died. And I was talking to the members last night about how that's becoming normalized, how we're hearing more and more about people who've been attacked by a dog and then they die weeks later. I remember not long ago, another lady died something like 3 weeks after the attack. And they don't share much information. I suspect that sepsis set in. But this broadcast and this surfaced, I think a few hours ago, is their response to these attacks that's going down. But they failed as always because they took a dog lover approach. They are biased. They're letting their bias out the way that they're excluding the idea of not having dogs around, period. Now, you know they're not going to suggest to the general public to avoid dogs. That's why you're about to hear a bunch of propaganda, a bunch of rhetoric.
3 people. Tonight, a dog trainer weighs in on how to handle aggressive dogs.
News specialist Lauren Steinbrecher joining us live right now with some tips to keep you and your family safe. Lauren, what'd you find?
Mike and Deanie, first of all, with that Taylorsville incident, I mean, absolutely heartbreaking that this woman passed away. And Taylorsville police saying today that the woman died in the hospital.
Okay. Right. Everything is good. Let's continue.
From injuries to her face, hands, and leg. Even after doctors amputated one of her legs, she still succumbed to those injuries. So it does bring up that question, how do we stay safe around dogs? How do we prevent dogs from getting to that point of aggression? And that trainer had a lot of helpful tips.
Okay. There's no way. Okay, stop being so arrogant. And I'm talking to the dog lovers out there. Stop being so arrogant. You are a bunch of arrogant behaving people. Thinking that you can control a dog's brain. You can't. And you will never be in complete control of a dog's brain. Stop talking as if it's possible. Y'all have not yet demonstrated your ability to control these things' brains.
Yes.
As someone who trains police and military dogs,
Good girl.
David Broderick knows exactly how to unlock controlled aggression. But he also specializes in teaching owners how to keep aggression and reactivity in check.
It typically comes from a number of things, but usually from being a puppy and not getting the correct direction and training when they're very young.
Broderick.
Okay, now we've heard this before. Just keep in mind that this is nonsense. These are lies.
Heard about the 2 attacks in just a week in northern Utah. The one in Taylorsville now responsible for a woman's death involving 7 dogs. The one in Clinton involving 3, attacking 3 neighbors on the neighbors' own properties. The number of dogs, he says, likely escalated the aggression.
So in that situation, I think the big thing was that there was 3 of them. They were in pack mentality, and dogs always feed off of each other in those situations.
Whoa. No, they're not supposed to. They're not supposed to do that. He's basically saying that the dog will always team up with the other dog or the other dogs. Plural. No. According to dog rhetoric, dog logic, to dog gospel, that's not supposed to happen because dogs are individuals. You have already individualized these things. Well, every dog is different. Every dog has its own character, has its own personality. You can't lump them and say that they're all the same. No, this is the rhetoric y'all hit us with all the time. Dogs are not all the same. But when it suits your argument, you admit that they are all the same. And we don't need you to tell us that. All dogs have the same structured brain. Okay? That means overall, they think the same. They think like dogs. Just like the structure of our brain enables us to think and behave, function like human beings. So stop with that. That's another lie revealed. Thanks for helping my argument. These things are all the same. That's why they all deserve to be gotten rid of. Because they will all launch unprovoked attacks. Each and every one of them is willing to do that. Not only that, if it's more than one dog, the other dogs are going to help that dog to attack the person according to your own admission. All the more reason to stay away from them. Let these dogs rot inside of those shelters. Let them stay there for the rest of their worthless, pathetic, disgraceful lives.
So in that situation, I think the big thing was that there was 3 of them. They were in pack mentality, and dogs always feed off of each other in those situations.
For dog owners, he says training can change that.
I see.
No, it can't. And the only thing you might do with training is reduce the chances that the dog will attack you. And not even that's guaranteed, because several dog trainers get attacked. Dog trainers get attacked all the time. On top of that, we've heard stories, I've gone over stories of police officers attacked by their own attack dogs.
Starting with training them not to pull on a leash, don't restrain
Training them not to pull on a leash.
toys.
Don't restrain toys. Now, let's hear that again.
Not to pull on a leash, don't restrain toys.
Don't restrain toys. What is that supposed to mean? How do you restrain a toy? The way she phrased it make you think that the toy is alive and trying to get away. And they're telling you just let it get away. Don't restrain it. How do you restrain a toy? What's that supposed to mean? Am I alone in thinking that that does not make sense? That's a goofy statement. Is she saying don't play with toys? What they call play. All dogs do with toys is bite them. You saying that you're telling the general public not to allow their dogs to bite toys? What kind of sense does that make? And furthermore, that's impossible. The dog can bite on anything. You can't sit there and watch a dog all day and restrain it all day. You got a life. You got to go to work. You got to do this and that. And while you're going, that dog could bite and pull on anything, which is exactly what I've been talking about for a long time now. They will train their own instinct to attack. Now listen to what he says. He is about to validate what I've been saying here for a long time. Listen to this.
Pull on a leash, don't restrain toys.
Oh.
For dog owners, he says training can change that.
I see.
Starting with training them not to pull on a leash, don't restrain toys, and avoid harnesses.
So basically, he is admitting, he's confirming what I've already said, that when dogs bite on things, they're actually sharpening their instincts and skills. Instincts and skills. Listen to what he says.
The more they pull, like I said, that reactivity starts to come out, and then they do start to show aggression towards dogs.
See? He just confirmed what I've been saying for the past few weeks now, that I've seen some people trying to question me on and trying to disagree. You can disagree, but this time I was right. Now he just sat here and told you that when dogs bite and pull on objects like toys, that he said the reactivity starts to come out. What does that mean? A dog biting on a toy, biting on furniture, biting on anything, he's saying what that does is it increases the chances that the dog's going to attack either another animal or a person. It's exactly what he's saying. And that's exactly why they should be banned, because you can't stop them from doing that. You see how that works? So, videos like this one is icing on the cake while dog culture is going downhill. This will help speed up the process.
I see.
Starting with training them not to pull on a leash, don't restrain toys, and avoid harnesses.
Don't restrain toys. Listen to that, how deceptive they phrased that. Because they wanted to say, don't let them bite on toys. And of course, ain't nobody gonna listen to that. Like, what do you mean, don't allow our dogs to bite and have toys? You don't want our dogs to play with toys? So now, see, in dog culture, they're having a crisis. Their experts are coming out and telling them, hey, you need to stop doing a bunch of things that you've been doing. And they're saying, hey, that is actually making it more likely that your dog attacks. So the general public slowly starting to wake up. And you're going to become crusaders. That's where the dog lovers themselves are heading towards, and you going right along with them.
The more they pull, like I said, that reactivity starts to come out. And what? What else did you say, buddy? That reactivity starts to come out, and then they do start to show aggression towards dogs, especially, and then humans.
Boom, boom. Thank you, David. You see, I didn't even really come here. I didn't really challenge this expert to bash him. I came here and allowed him to speak so that he could help support my argument. He's actually functioning like a crusader. Okay? He just got up here and validated all of my arguments.
Harnesses.
The more they pull, like I said, that reactivity starts to come out, and then they do start to show aggression towards.
Now, how inhumane is it? You're telling people to not allow their dogs to bite on things. Like, that's not possible. It's not possible. And some of these dog lovers will view that as animal cruelty because that's instinct for dogs. And they don't need you. Like I said, they'll bite on your shoe, bite on the furniture. They're going to find something to bite on. Something. You can't stop them. They're killers. That's why they need something to bite on, because they're killers. And killers have no place in our society.
Come out, and then they do start to show aggression towards dogs, especially, and then humans.
For anyone who sees a dog charging, stand your ground.
He said dogs, they start to become aggressive towards dogs. He said especially. And I don't think that's true. And by saying that they become aggressive towards other dogs especially, you're admitting that that also includes children. They're more likely to attack other dogs, and their desire to attack children increases because children are small living beings, and that's all a dog sees.
And yell at the dog. Broderick says the worst thing.
She said, if a dog is coming at you aggressively, yell at it. Hold your hand. Listen to this.
And then humans.
For anyone who sees a dog charging, stand your ground and yell at the dog. Broderick says the worst thing you can do is turn and run, and try to choke an attacking dog with its collar if you can.
A lot of people use bear spray or pepper spray.
Choke an attacking dog if you can? That's pretty hard if a dog is latched onto you. So that's silly. So that's bad advice. Instead of standing still, holding your arms up and yelling at the dog, stay armed. Make sure the coast is clear. There are no people in range. Pull out your weapon and fire. In Ohio, and I've looked at several states, each and every state says if a dog is attacking you, you can shoot it. Become a licensed carrier. Okay, first of all, be a licensed carrier, and my suggestion, make sure nobody's around and fire, especially if it's a bully breed. You standing there yelling, No guarantee that's going to work.
Can.
A lot of people use bear spray or pepper spray. I have a number of friends that actually take leashes and they put a carabiner on the end and they make a noise with it by whipping it in a circle.
See, this is dog lover advice. And other trainers, they're telling you to do any and everything other than use violence yourself to protect yourself. Violence that the law says you're allowed to use. Self-defense, a firearm. You see how cops go straight for their firearm. And cops carry multiple items on them, don't they? They have bats, they have pepper spray, they got tasers. 99% of the time they go for the gun because they know that's the most effective, especially if it's a bully breed. So no, my suggestion, the best thing to do is either use a gun. If you don't want to use a gun, use a knife. I've reported on dog attacks that ended after the dog was stabbed. And we've heard reports of people hitting dogs with bats, spraying pepper spray on them, tasering them, and they still would not cease attack. Don't waste your time.
Attacks weekly.
Usually it's a bite. They're typically doing it out of fear.
Though
He said usually it's a bite. They're typically doing it out of fear. That is a lie. No, they are not attacking out of fear. And you and all the other trainers, y'all need to stop saying that. They are not attacking out of fear. They're attacking out of pure aggression, pure bloodthirst. They're escaping their own enclosures, traveling long distances, invading other people's territory. We just heard of a case where a dog slipped underneath a school fence and attacked 3 students, 3 kids on a playground. This happened just a day or 2 ago. Slipped underneath a school fence. So this thing was traveling a great distance. And this is after it escaped from its own territory. You're not going to tell me or nobody else that this is fearful behavior. Now, I challenge you directly on that one, Mr. Broderick. That is a lie. Lie, lie, lie. They do not ever attack out of fear, especially in these. And listen, understand, they're sharing his advice in response to this woman needing her leg amputated. That woman was not attacked based on fear. That dog left its territory again. And what are you talking about? You're not going to tell me these things are afraid of smaller animals. You're not going to tell me they're afraid of toddlers. And they attack toddlers and small animals all the time. They attack them because they're not afraid of them. They're not afraid of them. Tell me that. I'm sick of this lie. I don't care how many of you so-called trainers I have to respond to hammer this point home. However many it takes, I'm going to do it. That is an outright lie. Out of fear. Stop with the lies. These are bloodthirsty, deranged mutants.
Broderick hears about attacks weekly.
Usually it's a bite. They're typically doing it out of fear.
Though not to the point where someone loses their life.
That's very rare. Very unfortunate.
It's not rare. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Here in the United States, there's a fatality almost once a week. What are you talking about? It's very common for there to be 40 deaths in 1 year. There are 12 months in the year. How many deaths is that per month in the United States alone? That's not rare. It's anything but rare. What's 12 plus 12? 24? And that alone is 2 deaths per year in the United States alone. Well, guess what? You got to double that to get the approximate of how many deaths there are per year on average. You got to almost double that. There's almost a fatality in the United States once a week. Tell me that's rare? And that's just fatalities. When you're talking about maimings, where people live yet they're disfigured, it's way higher than that. It's way higher than once a week. Ain't nothing rare about this. And those maimings are just as detrimental as fatalities. Their life is permanently changed. They're not even the same person anymore. And they can't enjoy life. It's almost like they're halfway dead after that. So, Mr. Broderick, if you want to respond to my criticism of what you have said, feel free. I will respond to your response.
That's very rare. Very unfortunate situation.
We don't need to be lying to the general public like that. Stop telling the general public that fatalities are rare. Stop telling them that dog attacks are rare. Stop telling them that severe dog attacks are rare. I'm far too busy on my channel for you to have or to be correct in that assumption. It's not even possible. Just me alone. If it was so rare, I wouldn't be able to get on here every day like I do and report on these attacks.
Also unfortunate, all 10 dogs between these 2 attacks were put down because of the attack. A couple of them in each case in the moment when it was happening, the rest afterward. Now, in this case, in Taylorsville, that was 2 adult dogs and 5 puppies.
Now, they're saying puppies to put it into your mind that they were very small. But they're telling you that she was also attacked by the puppies. That means these were large dogs. Them referring to them as puppies means nothing. Nothing. She was attacked by 7 pit bulls, period. And none of them tried to defend her. They all joined in attacking her, demonstrating that they're not individuals, demonstrating that they have a pack mentality. And they should all be dealt with the same. So I don't want to hear this nonsense of not all dogs, not all dogs. That's really dog lovers' favorite phrase. Not all dogs, not all dogs, all dogs. Nobody cares if it hasn't attacked you yet. They're all the same. Worthless, bloodthirsty, food-obsessed mutants that do nothing but attack the exact same people who give them all the necessities of life that they need in order to survive. So this dog trainer got up here and lied to the general public. Yet again. And this is a celebrity dog trainer. This is his Instagram, Innovative Canine Academy. I was not able to get in touch with this man. If you're able to get in touch with him, please share this video with him. Tell him he has a critic. And I welcome him to respond. Okay? You could probably increase your following. You get up here and put me in check. Celebrity dog trainer. So this is the cream of the crop. He's been at it for decades. They say he's trained, I think they said over 5,000 dogs. Trained over, so it doesn't get any more professional than this. And yet you heard him get up there and spew the same lies as all these other trainers, behaviorists, and veterinarians. They do not attack out of fear. What dogs do when they're fearful is tuck tail. Now, if before every dog attack, the dog was sitting there with its head downward, shaking and trembling, tail tucked, fearful, and then immediately launched an attack, then you'd have somewhat of an argument that they attack out of fear, that's their response to being afraid of something. And even then, it wouldn't hold much weight even if they did that. Because then you would have to deal with what are they afraid of? What is making them fearful? And then you'll find out that it's a color, a light gust of wind, a light sound, light itself. We've actually heard people say that the sunlight makes dogs more aggressive. Y'all have tried to chunk out every pathetic excuse in the book. None of it has stuck. None of it. Y'all favorite go-to is, oh, it's usually out of fear. That's why I attack that lie so often, because that's their favorite. It's their most used, that they're attacking out of fear. I've shown y'all, and I've shown video footage of dog behavior before they launch attacks. What these trainers don't keep in mind, or what they're not mindful of when they say stuff, is that thousands of dog attacks have been caught on camera. So that means we can go back, we can verify whether or not you're lying simply by watching the attack. And they're not attacking out of fear. They're attacking because they are deranged, bloodthirsty mutants, period. Say it with me. Deranged, bloodthirsty mutants. They attack because they enjoy seeing living creatures in pain, whether it be other animals or human beings. That's the only reason they're launching these attacks. Proof, they never eat livestock when they attack them. They attack, kill one, kill another, kill another, kill another. Natural predators don't do that. So you can't say, oh, that's natural predator behavior. No, it's not. Real predators kill one kill, take it with them, and feed on it for days. That's natural predator behavior. So what are dogs? Dogs are mutants. And because they're mutants, they're all about aggression and food. Eat, 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 eat. Every single drop of attention dogs show you, it's their way of begging you for food. These are pathetic, worthless, dumb child murderers. And for any trainer to get up here and say that most dog attacks are based on fear, that should be a crime. It should be a crime, because you know full well all these attacks that we've heard against kids and babies, we just heard attacks on newborns. 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old. You know, dog afraid of no baby. So this is a disservice. People like him are a disservice to the general public. So, Mr. Broderick, if you disagree with something and you want to defend yourself, feel free to do so in the comment section of this video. Shout out to everybody. Be sure to check out K-Nun's channel. And I wanted to let people know that if you're a writer, you could probably get a website started. From what I understand, it don't cost much to get a website started. You could probably get a website started or even a blog and write, because some people have a natural talent for writing and they can write every day. Because we need anti-dog media outlets. We need to be able to have articles published frequently, just like they do. I just don't have time, and I admit I'm not as good of a writer as many other people are. But if you were to put together, whip up a website, and you wrote articles, let's say one article a day, real, short article, you could probably easily get 100 views to that article a day. There are a lot of media outlets that don't get that many views each day. You're already ahead of a pack because you already have an audience. So whoever it may be, if you're a good writer, you might want to think about putting together a website. I definitely do my best to share it and help get it out there. That way, when you publish articles, it'll be on the front page of the search engine. Because I know K9's a good writer. War on Dogs is a good writer. Animal and Control already has a blog. He writes. So all the writers out there, you got opportunity, you have audience, and you have never-ending content. Let me know if that's your thing. And David Broderick, I just want you to know you're not being targeted. You're not being targeted. But I have questions about the things that you said. And I've questioned several dog trainers. Just check my channel. So this is not targeting or bullying. You went public, and the general public is going to take what you say as fact, because these people don't know about dogs, and you put out false information that could get people hurt, saying that these things attack out of fear. You're projecting dogs as if they're scared of everything. They are not. And these people, look at the people that they attack, that this video is a response to. The woman who lost her leg. We don't even have information to say that that dog was afraid of her. So it's dangerous to just say it. And they're just saying it simply because it's a defense of dogs. As if to say, well, wouldn't you attack if you were afraid, if you thought your life was in danger? That's something that humans will immediately say, oh, that's understandable. Oh, it's out of fear. Oh, okay, well, I can't criticize that. Then you ask, what was it afraid of? And you see a flipping baby. See an elderly person that could barely walk. Some toddler, get out of here. Dumb dogs ain't afraid of these victims. They usually attack children. Over half of all dog bite victims are children. You are up against it if you're going to try to prove that dogs are afraid of children. Get out of here. Children are the one beings that they're not afraid of. I've shown videos also of dogs running past adults, leaving their territory, running great distances, running right past adults, latching on to a toddler. You telling us it did it because it was afraid of? Shut up. I said shut up. That is nonsense, foolishness. You have discredited yourself as a professional. Nobody's going to take you serious going forward. The only way to redeem yourself is to disprove my criticism of what you just said. I dare you. I'm going to be as polite as all get up, but I am daring you to refute my criticism of what you said. Shout out to everybody able to join me for this last minute live stream. I need to hurry up, get out of here, and go to work. Hope you all have a fine, safe, and productive day. And I will chop it up with you all on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.